So this video is going to be about how to actually add pictures in our HTML and how we're going to use something called a hyperlink in our HTML. So I'm going to be using the same HTML template that I had before with my simple table, which should look like so. Okay, and I'm just going to add a couple of pictures in some of these boxes, maybe in the row span actually. And then I'm going to show you how we can add hyperlinks to do certain functions. So first things first, let's choose which cell we're going to put a picture in. Now I think I'm going to use the row span section here, and I'm going to replace its contents with something that will allow me to put a picture in. So in order for me to do that, I need to go back into my HTML. Whoops. And I need to find this section that I'm interested in. In this case, it's the row span here. So the tag for adding a picture is as follows. Let me just put a bit of a space so that we can see it clearly. img src, so that stands for image source, equals, and then I need to have my picture's name. So I have a picture somewhere here, I think. I have a picture called troll, and it's PNG file format. Notice how it's in the same folder as my HTML. It won't work otherwise. So I'm going to write here troll.png, close my quotes, and then I will add to it something called an alt text, which is what will appear when my picture doesn't load. Now that I'm finished with my picture, all I need to do is close my tag, click on the save button, and let's see what happens. So there we go. We have a picture in here. Now, pictures can be resized similarly to any other thing that we've done up to now in HTML. So if I was to add a style tag inside the image source, I could change its dimensions. But you could more professionally resize this picture, or any picture that you're inserting, with professional software such as Photoshop or GIMP. And the good idea would be to do it through those applications, since you will be reducing the file size as well. Now, that's all it takes to create an image. It's just this tag here, img space src equals our image name and its file format. And if we are required to add an alt text, we'll add it later. So it's alt equals and your text. So that alt text would appear if my image wasn't showing up. Now, let's add a hyperlink. But before we add a hyperlink, I'm going to add under our table a tag called br, which is basically a line break. And I'm going to add quite a few of these to make a lot of space. So that we can have a very long website. Okay, let's get rid of the extra ones. I don't like them on the side. Okay. And I'm going to create a hyperlink at the bottom of our website to take us right to the top of our website. And to be more specific, I'm going to create an H1 at the top. Is amazing. So now I have an H1 that has an ID of title. Now this ID is just there for us to identify this specific H1. If I had more than one H1, for example, if I had another one here, I would be able to know that if I'm referring to the H1 with ID title, I'm talking about the very first one. So I'm going to get rid of this H1 here because I don't need it anyways. And I'm going to come to the bottom now and create a hyperlink that will bring me all the way to the top to this H1 that we created. Now, for me to do this, under all these line breaks, I'm going to type the following. href equals quotes hashtag title, close the quotes, close this edge. And now we need to write text here that will be our hyperlink text. So in this case it will be click me. And now I need to close my href, save it, and let's see what happens. Oops. So if I open my HTML website, I should see my hyperlink here called click me, and when I click it, it takes me all the way up to the top. If I was to make my window a bit smaller, you could see it a bit better. If I click me, it will take me to HTML is amazing. So it's redirecting me to the ID that we created. Now, what if I want to put a more traditional hyperlink? Let's say I want to put something in cell F here that will take me to Google. So I'm going to create a hyperlink with text, go to Google in this cell here, and I'm going to make my hyperlink redirect me to Google's website. So I'm going to go back into my HTML code here. I need to find cell F, which was the box that I was referring to here. And I'm going to type something similar. I'm going to get rid of that F. I'm going to write href equals quotes http semicolon / www.google.com. Close my quotes, and now I'm going to write the text I want for my hyperlink. So go to Google, and then I'm going to close my href tag like so. Click save, and let's see what happens. So if I refresh this website, I have a new hyperlink here, and if I click it, let's see what happens. There we have it. It's taken us to google.com. Now, let's make things a bit more interesting. I want to add a hyperlink in cell E that will let me send an email with a specific subject to someone that I am going to assign with the use of a hyperlink. So in cell E, I'm going to start typing. I'm going to get rid of the E. Similarly to before, ahref equals quotes mail to semicolon, and I'm going to need to write an address that I'm interested in. So I'm going to write blah blah at gmail.com question mark, and now I need to type in my subject. So I'm just going to write subject equals, this is a test. I'm going to close my quotes, finish off this tag. I need to write some dummy text, so I'm going to write send an email and close my href, my hyperlink, like so. So let's see what happens when I click save. So I'm going to refresh my page and see what happens. So we have a new hyperlink here called send an email exclamation mark. And let's see what happens when I click it. I want to send this email. I want to send an email to blah blah at gmail.com, as we wrote very clearly in our code here. blahblah@gmail.com, and the subject is "This is a test," as we wrote in our HTML. Now, that's pretty much it for hyperlinks and pictures. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've learned something new, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.